Hi, my name is Otto Corzo, and I'm a Spanish teacher at Warren Township High School in Gurnee, Illinois. I am always looking for new technology and new resources to incorporate into my classroom. I've created this video to share the resources that I'm using right now.
All of the resources that I'm presenting in this video are free. There are some premium features, and those premium features come with a price, with a yearly subscription. The first resource that I would like to present and talk about is Quizlet. Okay, now Quizlet I've used to go over vocabulary words specifically for my Spanish classes. Now Quizlet does have 6 different activities that the students can use to practice. Now there's flashcards here, right? They give you the audio component as well, and you could flip it over to kind of pose yourself. Okay, and then there's also this learn, okay, where they have to give the answer. And there's the speller activity. And the student would have to type in the answer. And here you have a little assessment where the students could quiz themselves. And the last two are games, which students really enjoy, and they end up trying to beat each other because it's a timed activity where they match the definition with the vocabulary word. And this other one is a race, where you basically try to beat these scrolling words. So the student would have to type in the vocabulary word here before this definition reaches the end. Okay, the next activity that I would like to talk about is BrainRush. And BrainRush allows you to create activities using vocabulary words, but it's not only limited to vocabulary words, because you could create your own categories. Now, just to show you, they do have libraries of what it is that other teachers or that BrainRush provides. To give you a look, let's just look at the verbs in Spanish. Okay, and you can just click on play to get a feel for this. And it tells you what it's looking for.
To be.
Okay, and we'll just click.
Ser. To greet. Saludar. To live.
So that's just an example, but in order to create some activities, you just click on create, a new BrainRush, and you have 2 types of activities. You have the cards template, which basically are like your standard flashcards, which is similar to the activity that I just played. And you have this buckets template, where you're allowed to, I guess you could say, create categories for your vocabulary words, but it's not limited to only vocabulary words. I've used it to have the students identify Hispanic leaders. So I'd show them the image, and they'd have to correctly identify the image, the picture, with the Latino leader. Okay, so the next resource that I'm going to be presenting is Educanon. Now, Educanon changes the video viewing experience for the student. Instead of just passively watching the video or taking notes, they can complete multiple choice questions as they're watching the video. Now, I'm going to show you how to build a video and the actual activity. Okay, and my objectives for the students would be, okay, now from here, all you do is copy and paste the URL. So I have this video I would like to copy and paste and include in this activity. Just press this green button and it starts playing it. You could preview the video, so you choose the specific time that you want to include a question. Now, I already have an idea that I want to include a question right here.
Este general del ejército mexicano fue candidato a la presidencia 2 veces, en 1867 y 1871.
So you can pause it here, and I'm actually going to click on build question. So, ¿cuántas veces fue candidato Porfirio Díaz? Now here, acá, 2 veces. And here it enter an explanation for this answer. And you could add more. You could say cuatro veces, and you could even add more distractors. Now be sure to select the correct answer when I know the correct answer is dos veces, and then you save the question at that
Derrotado en
time.
ambas ocasiones por Benito Juárez, tomó el camino de las armas.
Now, for every moment that you want to enter a question, all you would do is press build question, and you'd follow the same process. Now, one of the premium features is to have free responses, so like open-ended questions, short answer questions. Now, this does not come with the free subscription. Okay, so that shows you how to use Educanon and create and build your own video with questions embedded within them. You could individually have this assigned for every student. Now, in order to do that, each student would have to have an account with Educanon. All right, the next resource that I discovered and have started to use is Whozaz. Now, Whozaz allows you to collect and share videos. Okay, I'm just going to log in. I've started to compile videos that I would like my students to watch as a part of a specific unit. Let's just say like the influential Latinos. You could just start create a collection. We could just name this Latinos. Oh, look at that, Latinos influentes. Click on create. Here, all you would have to do is copy and paste the URL from YouTube. And for example, just Cesar Chavez biography. And we could just use, just like a mini bio. Now, the wonderful thing about Whozaz is that it will help avoid all of these ads. Actually, let me press this, add a video, add a link, here we go, and submit. Now, what this is doing, it's adding this video to this specific collection. Okay, and let's just say I want to include more, maybe other leaders, not just Cesar Chavez. I'll just go back to YouTube, and since Cesar Chavez worked with Dolores Huerta, let's see what's available out there. And we have a short one here. Highly recommend that you preview these videos before you just start compiling them. Since this one has I'll just copy this in. You'd add another video. Same process, copy and paste, and submit it. Now, you could also change the order in which these get viewed. So if I just want to move this one over, just like that. Okay, so when you've created your collection you want us to view, you could just simply double click and start viewing them. Now, any videos that you have in your collection would also have like a little thumbnail at the bottom, so you know what video would be coming up. And if you want to toggle between this one and the Dolores Huerta one, you simply can. It'll load it for you. Now, I do like Whozaz for this feature because it can be very difficult maneuvering between YouTube. Just simply using YouTube as a resource to go to can be a little cumbersome. Now, the next resource that I use in class brings the students' technology into the classroom. Socrative is a student clicker app where the students could complete, I guess you could say, like, quizzes with multiple choice questions, or even short answer questions in class. Now, these activities could be student-led or teacher-led. Okay. Students do not need to create an account here in order to take part in the activities. But the teacher does need a username and password and have their own account, because the teacher would need to create these activities. Now, I've just logged in. Now, here you have your different types of activities that you can create. Now, in order to create activities, you do have to go to Manage Quizzes. Okay, and you can create a quiz. You give your quiz any name that you want. For instance, if you're gonna work on El Imperfecto, okay, And you could click on multiple choice question or short answer. And here you just type in your question. First question I would put is, okay, los chicos siempre comer en el patio. And I'm just going to select answer 3 as my correct answer, and I would just enter some of the other distractions. Now, the teacher does have the option of adding an explanation as to why, comían is the correct answer, and you'd go through, as many questions as you'd like to include in your activity. And you could change it between multiple choice and short answer. I try to keep multiple choice questions and maybe end with a short answer question. I'm just going to click save to save it. Now, if you have coworkers that also like to use Socrative, you could send them this Socrative number, and any teacher that would like to use your activity could simply just enter this, and they could retrieve the activity that you've created. Now, coming back to the main page here, I will start an activity. I'll start a quiz, and I have a few already. If someone casi se muere, I'll just do La Cultura de Costa Rica. And here, the teacher has the option of having the students, create the pace for the quiz. So, if they complete question number 1, they could easily move on to 2 and 3 every time they've completed the question and submitted an answer. Or it could be a teacher pace quiz, where the teacher sets the pace for the activity. Okay, some other cool features here is, well, you could randomize the answer choices. Okay, you could also disable the immediate right-wrong feedback. I normally do not disable this feature because I do want the students to know whether they got a specific question correct or incorrect. They end up learning from their experience, especially if you enter an explanation. Hopefully when they get to like question 2 or 3, they'll recall that information and not make the same mistake. Let me go back to the main screen. Now, I would just suggest that you play with this. Use Space Race with any of these activities that you've created for your students. Once again, you could assign team colors and such. Now, the last resource that I want to mention is this learning management system that I've started to use. I was just really impressed with the features. So let me just show you what this all looks like and how it is that I've organized it. Now, I don't think that I've used it or am using it to its full potential yet, since this is my first year. But I have created courses for all of my classes, so that way I could kind of individualize each message that I send each class. Give you an idea, I'll open up this classroom, Spanish 2 period 1. Now here, I have 2 assignments that I have included here. Right, one was being a present progressive activity. Let me go back here. This is where I post all the resources that I mentioned in class, and resources that students could use from home to practice vocabulary words, practice grammar, and such. And if I go back here, there's also a discussions page. Now, I really do like this feature. Any discussion that you create, it's kind of like a debate. I look at this kind of like a cyber debate. I'll post a title here and pose a question, and they do typically respond in Spanish to the best of their ability. And I'll assign a due date here, and many students do complete it before the due date. One of the great features that I do like about this is this feature. Members can see other responses before participating. I do not like the idea of students seeing someone else's responses before they post theirs, because I feel like they're more prone to possibly just copy someone else's idea or even their answer. So I always turn this feature off. So in order to see what other classmates have posted, they have to post themselves first. Okay, and here I also get an update feature, and this is where I post all of my messages to the class. I send them daily updates on what the homework was for that day. Okay, and depending on how the students have their account set up, they'll receive notifications on their device, whether it's a smartphone, an iPod Touch, or whatever smart device they have, so they could customize how they receive notifications. I know some students only receive my updates. Now you also could connect to other groups. Here, now I'm a member of the Response to Intervention, Foreign Language, Professional Development, Differentiated Instruction, and the Flipped Classroom groups. So I receive, updates on questions that some other colleagues elsewhere have about flipping or, professional development ideas. So there's a constant conversation, happening, and I do get all of these updates as well via email and also on my smart device. Now, I do realize that this was kind of like a crash course on a lot of these resources, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Hasta luego.